Hi, my name is Peter Vox and welcome to another episode of Ask Vox Singing Academy, where I answer all your questions regarding singing. Today's episode is proudly brought to you by the Ultimate Online Singing Course. High quality singing lessons available anywhere, anytime at voxsingingacademy.com.au, and today I will be answering Betty's question. Now, Betty's question is, I really love singing and musical theatre. How can I get started in musical theatre as a singer? Great question, Betty. Okay, it's a fantastic question. I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there that really want this question answered as well too. And I'm going to give you the top 5 points for the beginner's guide to start you off in your direction to try to attain your goal as a singer in musical theatre. Okay, so the top 5 points. Okay, the number 1 point that I want to say about musical theatre is that you need to be very good. Okay, even in amateur theatre, when you start off in amateur theatre, the theatre company is going to charge people to come in and see the production. So I highly recommend that you get some good high quality singing lessons, pardon me. Also, possibly some dialogue and acting lessons or coaching, and then some basic dance lessons. Okay. Now, if you think you already have these skills, naturally, that's great, because when you audition, you may have to audition for those 3 points: singing, dialogue, and dancing. Okay. But if you haven't got the skills, go out and acquire them. Okay. Very, very important that we do this. Now, the main point, the number 1 point with musical theatre is singing. That's really what people go and watch musical theatre for, are the big songs, okay? If you go and look at Chorus Line or Oklahoma or South Pacific or Cats or Les Mis, whatever it might be, we're there to see those big classic songs. So it's very important. Number 1 point is get your singing down and get some good quality singing lessons, then some dialogue and some acting coaching. And then possibly some very basic dance lessons. Okay, they're the very important parts to get started. Once you've got these points down, point 2 here is you want to find your voice. Okay, you want to find out where it sounds the best. Okay, now with the guide of a great teacher, they'll be able to fast track this. But you want to sing. Okay. Point 3, you want to sing a large variety of songs from different eras of theatre. Okay, now there are lots of different eras of theatre, ranging all the way back to the 40s from The King and I, The Sound of Music, all the way up through to the 50s and 60s, where we had South Pacific, Oklahoma, Les Mis, Cats. In the 70s we had The Wiz. And right, even now we have lots of very modern contemporary theatre. I know here in Melbourne at the moment we have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory playing. So there are lots of great theatre productions, modern contemporary theatre productions. We also had just over Christmas where one of my students was actually one of the lead roles in the School of Rock. So there are lots of different modern contemporary theatre productions out there as well too. So sing a large variety of songs and see what you really like to sing, and maybe hone in on that particular era or genre. Okay. Now, if you've done that, the next point that you want to do is you want to pick out, so that you have a broad spectrum of songs when you go and audition, because lots of theatre companies will put out an audition to say we are doing this particular production. Okay, so you want to have 2 contrasting songs from 4 different eras. Yes, 4 different eras. So we want 2 contrasting songs. What I mean by 2 contrasting songs, and this is very, very important what I'm about to say here. You want a slow song and a fast song. That's what we want. Now, from the 4 different eras, what I'm meaning here is from the 40s 50s and 60s, probably something a little bit more modern from the 70s, and then 2 modern contemporary songs. So that, for instance, if you are going for an audition, for instance, for Oklahoma, you might want to audition with maybe some songs from Chorus Line, something that are along the same lines of what that production is. We don't want to go and audition, for instance, for the School of Rock, which is a very modern contemporary theatre production, with something from The King and I, which is from the 40s. We don't want to be going and doing something that's in a different era. We want to be auditioning with songs from the same era that the production that we're auditioning for is from. That is so important. We always want to have 2 songs, a fast song and a slow song, because the musical director or the people that are running the audition will want to see you sing both songs, because generally in the theatre production you'll be doing also fast and slow songs, so they want to see how you go with both. You want to sing these along in concert pitch, so the original keys, and it really depends when you go to audition what you need to prepare. I'll be talking to you about that here now in point 5. Point 5, start auditioning. Now here in Melbourne we have numerous theatre companies here in Melbourne, and we have numerous websites that you can search for auditions. Theatrepeople.com.au is a huge one here in Melbourne, so that's a very big one. We also have a kids one as well too, but you want to look on there for auditions. Once you see an audition that is possibly that you really like, you want to see that's close to you as well too, you need to start to prepare your 2 songs for that audition. Now, with the audition, they will tell you what to bring in and what to prepare for the audition. Some auditions will want you to bring in sheet music, and they'll have a pianist that will play the piece. So if that is the case, you want to start to practice your piece with just the piano. So if you can't play piano, you haven't got a pianist, that's fine. YouTube the instrumental version, just the piano on YouTube, and I'm sure that you'll be able to find it to most theatre hits out there. Now please, if you do have to bring in the sheet music and they're going to have a pianist playing it for you, please be prepared for them to play it in a style that the pianist likes. So they might play it faster or slower. So be prepared for that to happen, okay? Or they may ask you to bring in an instrumental so that you can sing along with the song with an instrumental or a backing track. That would be great if they could do that, because then you could pre-rehearse that at home with your same backing track or instrumental. Now a lot of the times there are a lot of people auditioning generally, so a lot of times they may only want you to sing a first verse or a chorus of that particular song. So they might even say, can you fast forward to the high part of the song, or they might tell you to go from the start. But generally they'll just get you to sing 1 verse and 1 chorus. They might also want you to audition with some dialogue, that's some acting or some speaking, pardon me. And they may also want you to dance as well too. But the main point with musical theatre is singing, so please make sure that you are prepared. You want to have a show reel as well too. Now a show reel is basically just showing off your skills. So get behind the camera and start to record yourself behind the camera doing your favourite theatre pieces and load it up onto your YouTube channel. I can't highly recommend to have a YouTube channel so that you can send theatre companies, or in the future your agent, your show reel about your singing, dialogue and dancing skills. It's very important that we start preparing your show reel and recording yourself singing. This is so important. Once you have obtained some experience doing some amateur theatre, and you have maybe done a few amateur theatre productions, you want to put this in your resume, make sure it's in your show reel to say that you've done this. Then if you're feeling confident, you can go and audition for bigger theatre companies. Now here in Melbourne, some of the bigger theatre companies are Clock, Darebin and the Geelong Players. They're the three biggest theatre companies here in Melbourne. They're one step away from professionalism. Amazing productions they have. So you want to, once you've gained some experience, try to source the biggest theatre production company in your city if you possibly can. Once you've done that, and you want to take things to the next level, and you've got a show reel, you've got experience, you've got a resume about your experience doing regarding musical theatre, you may want to try to find an agent. Now, an agent is going to try to get you, or will get you auditions for the professional theatre productions. Okay, now these theatre productions generally aren't advertised to the public. They will be advertised to agents, and agents will tell their clients that this audition is happening at this particular point and time. Please be prepared with X, X, and X. That is a beginner's guide to getting into musical theatre. I hope that that helps you out. If you have any questions regarding singing, please put them in the comments below so that I can join in, everyone else can join in the discussion. If you like this channel, please subscribe, and I'll be sure to get back to all of your questions if you put them in the comments. Thank you very, very much for watching. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next episode of Ask VSA. Bye for now.